Hey, what's up guys? BJ Dell back with a new weekly art challenge review video. Last week's word was Star Wars, so let's see what you guys came up with. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into it. This week's word is Star Wars, and the first one is from Jane, and this one of course Queen Amidala, and it looks really cool. I love the tarot card route that Jane went with this. Definitely a way to kind of combine two different ideas, think outside of the box, not just do a straight picture of Queen Amidala. Incorporating this tarot card I think was a really wise design choice, and I love the way it turned out. Definitely has almost a kind of psychedelic space feel to it. I love that the right here you see the lines, they actually have the texture from this in the lines, so rather than it being just a solid line, it actually incorporates some of this texture. So that's one of the key things too. There's so many different brushes that are available in Procreate itself, and then of course you've got all the other ones that are available online that you can actually download and add to Procreate. So definitely play around with what's out there, see what you like, see what works for one design to the next. It's going to be different, and I think this is a really cool way to kind of show off the different possibilities. I love this textured background here, and there's just a lot of that texture going on throughout, and it changes up, and there's patterns underneath here. I just think overall it just looks super great. So thanks for sharing that, Jane. I appreciate seeing that. And next up is Michael. Michael did a Darth Maul octopus, and this is a traditional piece. So one thing I wanted to throw out there, I've said before, but if you're new to the channel, to join the Keep Creating group and to take part in these challenges from week to week, you do not have to have an iPad. You do not have to be working in Procreate. If you want to use just a computer and use Photoshop, or if you have, a Samsung tablet and you want to use one of the apps that come with that, feel free. Or if you just do traditional, if you do, pen and ink, if you do just watercolors, Copic markers, whatever you use, definitely just jump in and show off your stuff. And I absolutely love this one. Once again, combining two different things. So you've got the Darth Maul octopus, you've got Star Wars and a sea creature, and I think it's great. I love the way that these tentacles, wrap around and hold the lightsaber. It's just super well done. I also love too to where a lot of times with traditional, it's harder to get a highlight layer because you can't go in like you can digital and just throw a white layer down and adjust the opacity on it. This, he actually used these whites really sparingly, but they work super well just to make that shine really believable and stand out. They're used around the brows here and around the tentacles, and just overall it looks really good. The shadows down here are used sparingly and done really well too. It's believable. It looks like this Darth Maul octopus is sitting on the ground here. It's got a good plane there that's incorporated with those shadows, and I think it's really well done. So if you're doing traditional, like I said, the big pull from this one is definitely check out just the white highlights and how effectively that Michael used those. So great job, Michael. Thanks for sharing. Next up is Erik, and Erik did a Yoda, which is fantastic, holding the lightsaber. And the thing that really stood out on this one to me was definitely that glow of the lightsaber and how well that Erik used that across the Yoda main feature, I guess, if you want to say it like that. But the way that the glow here works across the face and the nose and down here on the hands. And I especially like, since obviously the eyes are white and almost work like a mirror or a reflection of what's in front of them, I love that the lightsaber is shown really clearly in these eyes right there. I think that is just fantastic and looks really good, very believable and realistic. I also love the background here, how it's kind of blurred out, and just the hair, everything just ties in really well. But that main thing was that glow. So this is another thing that's really fun with digital art, is being able to use a glow like that. I know in Procreate itself, just the luminance brushes under here, these light pens and light brushes can do wonders to give that nice glow, and those things are a really good thing to add to your arsenal. They're included in the Procreate, just, you know, the standard that you get. They're basically the brushes that are in there when you install it from the beginning. So feel free to use those and try them out, because you can get some really cool looks off of those. And I think Erik did a great job with that. So thanks for sharing, Erik. Next up is Ken. Ken's got a elderly Luke Skywalker, and this one is super adorable. I love everything about this one. It's super cute. The hands are done really well. I love the way that the cloak just kind of falls over top here and is done extremely well. And just overall, it's got a good look to it. Once again, this kind of glow here, you can get that, you know, from the luminance brushes or an airbrush too, and that really kind of gives that, you know, floating magical feeling like he's using the Force. The thing that really stood out too with Ken's, and is one of the things I wanted to talk about here, is using, you know, digital art and the availability of different layers. You can do some really cool depth of field tricks like this. So you've got, you know, Luke floating here with the grass, and then you've got this mountain behind. You can tell it's in the distance because the depth of field makes it blurred out. And, you know, that's one of the key things of being able to use extra layers. So in this case, what Ken did, I assume, is, you know, these foreground elements are on their own separate layers, and then this background is then on a layer further down behind these. And then once you get everything worked in there, you can actually go up to your adjustments and add a Gaussian blur on there, and that's going to add that depth of field, and definitely works in your favor, and you can use it to your advantage to show things in the distance. They're going to be, you know, not as sharp and in focus, and I think Ken did a really good job with that this week. So thanks for sharing, Ken. Next up is Jessica, and this one is a very good combination of two different items. Once again, you got Darth Vader and a beta. So I think she said that this was what is it, National Aquarium Month, so this was kind of tied into that, which was a kind of cool thing to see. But I think colors are really good. I love the cloud work here in the background. It's got that nice red glow to it that also ties into the lightsaber. Once again, got that glow on the lightsaber, which is just done really well. I think this one, honestly, going back to Erik's, you could kind of pull some stuff off of Erik's with the glow on the face. I would even almost add this glow here into this side of the helmet, just like he did with the Yoda face. I think that would even, you know, make this glow of the lightsaber more believable, and would kind of give a little bit more color and balance to this. I know with the darkness of the tail and then the darkness of Vader's helmet, it kind of blends in together here. So, you know, maybe hitting that with some of that glow would make that pop a little bit, and you could, of course, add it here to these fins and up this side as well. And I think that might make it pop a little bit more. But once again, great job combining two different elements. I love when people think outside of the box and combine stuff like this. It's really cool to see. So thanks for sharing that. And last but not least is Rogers, and I've got another Darth Maul, and this one's just fantastic. I want to show this one off because, you know, black and white, no colors, and got some gray in the background here, but primarily black and white. And this just shows you, you know, how you can use contrast to make a really striking piece. And, you know, these white highlights here basically break up this black and work as, you know, the way to define the folds to the clothing. It makes the kind of shine to the glove look believable. And also up here, you know, using it to define the facial structure and the muscles and the ear, and everything just works really well. I'm a big fan of this kind of comic style inking, and I think it works really well in this setting, and he just absolutely killed it. So Roger actually has a YouTube channel. I've talked about it before, Sketchie Go Ichie, and he actually has a video showing the process behind this one. He used, I believe, Photoshop in that one. So definitely go check his video out after this one. I will put a link in the description. But overall, the image itself is just fantastic, very striking. I want to show that just because, to show you how much impact you can make just by using white and black. So definitely take that and run with it if you're into this style of artwork. So those are the 6 different ones for this week. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And also, thanks to all the artists that submitted work this week. If you want to possibly see your work featured in one of these upcoming videos, make sure you hop on over to Facebook and join the Keep Creating a Learn, Draw, Share Art community group over there. The link is in the description below. It's where everybody's posting these weekly word prompts. Also, if you've got any other art that you want to show off in there, that's what it's for. Like I said in the video, does not have to be digital, does not have to be iPad, Procreate related. You can use Photoshop or traditional. If you do watercolors, painting, sculpting, we want you guys in there and showing off your work. So if you like today's video too, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you can get alerted when I post new videos. Also, if one word a week is not enough for you, I do have the Keep Creating sketchbook available now. It's 365 days of drawing prompts, so every single day of the year you can have a drawing prompt for something new to draw. That's available on Amazon right now, and I've got the link in the description for that below as well. So last week's word was Star Wars, and this week's word is doll. So let's see what you guys can do. This should be fun to see what route people take with it. Are you going to go for a traditional doll, maybe a plush or a porcelain doll, or are you going to go creepy? I know the new Annabelle movie's coming out, as well as the new Child's Play, which I'm not a fan of the character design. They decided to go with Buddy. So yeah, I'm kind of iffy about that one, but I want to see what you guys can do. So hop on over to Facebook after this video, join the group, and start posting away. As for me, I can be found online, bjdell.com, as well as on Instagram and Twitter at bjdell. So until next time, keep creating.